The game, Hansen and Friedrichsen in a commanding position. On the good side, a big lead, clock winding down. Johnson may be injured. Good. And Johnson's in trouble, Paul. We've seen this before. He's not jumping, he's not hitting.
We've also just gotten word from the AVP staff that Adam Johnson, during the break between this match and his last, received an IV treatment to combat dehydration and cramps.
Now, Hansen and Friedrichsen, timeout taken by Johnson and Stoklos. So a huge upset brewing appropriately in Milwaukee, as Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos hope to have a much easier road to the final, but they were upset in the first round by Daniel Cardenas and Eric Wirtz, and it's been a tough struggle since then.
#1 seed, they got a bye in the first round, and sometimes that's a curse, although Randy Stoklos should be very used to being the #1 seed, having been in that position for so many years with St. John Smith. But you come to the tournament several hours later, again you have the bye in the first round, and they got smoked by Cardenas and Wirtz, and there you see Adam Johnson trying to stretch it out once again and find a way to get through this match. But I talked to Adam Johnson after that loss. He said, we weren't ready to play. They smoked us, and they've been paying the price ever since.
Leif Hanson with the serve. What a win this would be for Friedrichsen and Hansen. Oh, off the top, Johnson hits hard. Friedrichsen has never won a tournament in his career, at least an official AVP tournament. Let's check Freddie internationally. He has won 1 international tournament. And Stoklos going to challenge the umpire regarding the clock.
Well, the clock in Pro Beach Volleyball and the AVP Tour only runs when the ball is in play. It stops as soon as the ball hits the sand. It starts once again when the ball is served. And after Adam Johnson's spike hit the ground, there you see the clock, 1:29.9 seconds remaining. Randy Stoklos was saying that the clock continued to run, and there's been a readjustment to 1:36.
Here's Adam Johnson, trailing by 6.
Right there, angle!
You have to wonder, even if Stoklos and Johnson could come back, could he do anything in the final?
Johnson normally relies so heavily on his jump serve, and look at this. Looks like the serving contest that you hold at the local Parks and Recreation Department. No, I didn't win a t-shirt.
Johnson, Friedrichsen was there. Stoklos, Hansen is there for a side change. No! And it's out of bounds. So an opportunity missed.
Leif Hanson and Scott Friedrichsen have to maintain their composure. They know Adam Johnson is cramping because they've been in that situation before, because they spend so much time in the contenders bracket themselves, having to play extra games. They have to take it one contact at a time and not try to gulp off this match in 2 big chunks.
There's Hansen, and Johnson is there, scampering. He needs a point back. And he gets it. Johnson and Stoklos, an absolute must point. 1:09 to go in this one. 10-5, Freddie and Hansen. Milwaukee. Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson are in big trouble. They have 1:07 and 5/10 to find a way to score 5 points. They've been down all the way. They got behind 4-0 to the unknown team of Scott Friedrichsen and Leif Hanson. Hansen and Friedrichsen have played flawlessly so far. 10-5 is our score. There's Scott Friedrichsen, 34 years old, one of the smallest blockers on tour at just 6'3". Stoklos, and he's off Freddie's hands.
Key factor right now in this match, Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson now on the good side. If they can suck it up a little bit, bang some jump serves, the wind and side situation clearly to their advantage right here and now. If they're going to get back in this match, they've got to do it in the next 4 or 5 serves because time is winding down.
There are questions about Adam Johnson's leg. Injured a couple of minutes ago. Stoklos blocked it.
1 serve, 1 point. They're within 4. In spite of the cramp, Adam Johnson going for the tough jump serve down the line. Hansen passed it pretty well. Tentative looking shot, and Randy Stoklos was still the big left paw down the line.
Johnson again trailing by 4. Johnson with the dig. Now the big question, can he put it away? Yes!
2 for 2.
Right. Stoklos, Johnson. Full timeout taken.
Full timeout taken by Friederichsen and Hansen. 46 and 6/10 seconds to go. Stoklos and Johnson trying to make up ground fast. And Adam Johnson injured right leg or left leg. He's got some problems, but he's trying to gut it out when we come back. Stoklos trail by 3. They have 46 and 6/10 seconds to make it up. They've scored 2 in a row. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland at Milwaukee. Friedrichsen and Hansen may be feeling the pressure right now. Another point.
3 serves, 3 points, all from the good side when they absolutely had to have it, and going after Leif Hansen. Talked about him losing his fire for the game, losing his intensity. Better fire up long enough to make one good pass and a side out, down to 41.8 seconds. Hansen and Friedrichsen taking a sand timeout.
Friedrichsen and Hansen led 8-2. They led 10-4, but Stokey and Johnson working their way back. They're working on Leif Hansen. They're serving Leif Hansen. And Johnson, who is getting twinges in his left leg after he came down a bit awkwardly on a spike, is trying to finish with a flourish with his jump serve.
Again, Adam Johnson had an IV treatment, saline solution to combat cramps and dehydration. Perfectly within the rules of pro beach volleyball, and took advantage of the availability.
It's 10-8. Hansen.
Leif Hansen and Scott Friedrichsen have played the tournament of their lives together, trying to get into the finals, and right now they're giving it away.
Randy Stoklos has taken over the net. Another 20-second timeout for Friedrichsen and Hansen. They may be out of gas, as Paul Sunderland suggested.
Well, emotionally anyway, and certainly the confidence tank is on dead empty.
Looking at 10. Adam Johnson serving.
You see Scott Friedrichsen, excuse me, Chris, all he said was one side out, which means they have to successfully put the ball away. And if I'm Scott Friedrichsen, I send Leif Hansen farther off the net. He's setting him too close to Randy Stoklos, who's just taken over right now.
10-9. Johnson and Stoklos trail by 1. Trying to tie it up right here.
Over
and down. Johnson cannot chase. At least not very effectively, so the side out or possession back to Hansen. 32 and 6/10 seconds to go. 10-9. Hansen and Friedrichsen by 1.
And
Stoklos. He hit it out.
Unbelievable.
The comeback halted by a ball out of bounds. Not much time remaining for Stoklos and Johnson. Trying to hold off the team. Stoklos. Hansen is there. And it's already out of bounds. Stoklos and Johnson were down 10-5 at one point. Scored 4 in a row, but then gave one up to trail 11-9.
Leif Hansen goes to dig number 13 right here, reading the cut shot. And then Scott Friedrichsen, a little bit unlucky. If the ball hits into the net anywhere but right on the bottom of the tape, he's there to make the set and literally have a chance to wrap this up.
Now, strategy important. 18.5 seconds to go. Stoklos and Johnson need to score quickly. Friedrichsen. Oh, right to Johnson. Chance to pull it in 1. Not yet. Clock running. 9 seconds to go. Hansen puts it away.
That'll do it. This is done. Leif Hansen and Scott Friedrichsen holding off Stoklos and Johnson. 6 seconds left. All Scott Friedrichsen and Leif Hansen have to do literally is serve the ball in the court, and there just won't be enough time for Stoklos and Johnson to score twice.
Exactly right. Got to get the ball in with a 2-point lead. They do. Stoklos got to put it away quick, and he does. Termination with 1 second. And as Paul suggested, Ace would get a point, but that would do it. They would still be 1 point shy.
He's got to serve the ace in less than a second. And the ball the clock stops when the ball hits the ground again. So if Scott Friedrichsen or Leif Hanson just get a hand on this ball, they've won.
11 to 10, 11 to 9. Ace. Now we'll see if there's time remaining on the clock. Let's see. They will go check and see if there are any tenths on the clock.
What?
Let's see. There might be tenths on the clock.
But listen. No, wait a second. Wait a second.
Stoklos says, let's keep playing. The ace was scored. It's 11 to 10. The question, are there tenths remaining on the clock? And the referee is going to look.
They're going to consult the timekeeper right now. If that clock was not completely to zero, it's deemed that there were hundreds and tenths left on the clock, and Stokey and AJ will have another swing. The scoreboard has been changed to 11 to 10. That was their only possibility to stay alive.
Let's listen.
There takes more. Didn't start right on time.
Just a minute. Wait for a second. Go away. Yes. Okay, he's saying that. Hey, Leif.
Let's take a look as the clock was going down. Once it leaves his hand, should be going.
Just a minute, Leif. So he served the ball and it went over again.
Right there.
John looked up and you saw.
Yeah, it was one tenth of a second when the ball went down. Okay, so
there is time left on the clock. Until that last zero appears, there are still hundreds and tenths left on the clock.
But what my question is, if she's hitting the button right when it hits at 1/10, what if it's already gone to the other side?
What do you mean?
Okay, boom, she hits it right at 1/10. What's that mean? Then it doesn't stop right then.
It should. I don't know if it does or not, but it should.
That's okay.
But I'm saying if it hit the ground and there was still a tenth, it doesn't matter if it touched the ground.
One more time.
Put that back on.
Explain it.
Well, the AVP clock only goes down to tenths. The clock is not out until the final zero appears. There's a blank space there when the ball hits the ground. This is the right call. There were hundreds, tenths left on the clock.
So now, trailing by one, Stoklos and Johnson will have one more chance to tie it up. They have to score on this play.
He said he saw.
Johnson got the ace at 11-9. Friedrichsen can't believe it.
Well, if you're in his shoes, you argue forever. But all you got to do is side out one time.
Now, Johnson will serve. He has to get it in or it's over.
Johnson and Stoklos have scored on 5 of their last 7 serves.
The winner goes on to play in our championship final.
The score to 10-11.
Johnson and Stoklos are down by 1. If they can tie it up, we'll go to sudden death. Next point wins. Friedrichsen for the win. Oh no, it's right to Johnson. Look at the sudden death.
One of the most unbelievable and unlikely comebacks. Great plays ending on controversy, but decided by the crank from the left side. AJ was playing cross court against Scott Friedrichsen, as was Leif Hanson in return, but he is not there.
Let's set it up for you very, very quickly. One more look at Johnson. It's next point wins. First team to score. The teams will switch sides every 30 seconds.
And that's the only effect that the clock has. The clock is only up there for side changes. If these teams side out for 20 minutes, that's how long sudden death will last.
Friedrichsen and Hansen were ahead 4-0, 10-4, 10-8 with virtually 18 seconds to go, and now Johnson and Stoklos can win it.
Historically, sudden death has been very quick.
Hansen.